Is there a time in your life when, no matter how much you pray, it seems like God is not hearing your prayers because something is not happening yet? Today I'd like to remind you that if it's God's will, it will happen. And if you're ready to receive it, you will get it. In Isaiah 60:22, God says that when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. I understand that waiting can be very frustrating at times, especially when you want things to happen right away to make things easier for you. But the thing that we did not realize is that throughout your waiting season, it was gently molding your heart and character because of the lessons it taught you. Sometimes we are so focused on attaining that one thing that we forgot of the fact that God has something better in store for us. There are prayers that are left unanswered because you stopped praying for them. You might easily become discouraged because it did not happen after you prayed once, twice, or in the way you wanted it to, or because it did not happen within your time frame. Know that God's ways are not our ways. God's will always prevail, not in our time, but at His time. Sometimes God does not answer our prayers at that moment because He knows our hearts are not ready to receive them. And He is concerned that if He does, we may mishandle them. Do not be discouraged. Remember that in waiting seasons come with lessons that will help you grow and build a character similar to Christ's. Instead of asking, "Why not now, Lord?" learn to humble yourself and say, "I will wait for you, God, because you know what is best for me." Truth be told, we become so focused on one prayer that we forget to pray for everyone who needs it. Pray even if you don't need it, because if you don't, someone else does. Pray at any moment, not only when it is convenient for you. Pray for your loved ones, co-workers, friends, yourself, and even your enemies. Communicate with God every day because prayer is more than an emotion. It is a lifestyle that fuels our daily lives. If we base our prayers on our feelings, I assure you that people will only pray when they are in trouble. There is power in prayer, and never doubt it. How much when two or more people gather for prayer, the Spirit of God is there. In Proverbs 3:5-6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight." Sometimes we try to force ourselves to do things that end up breaking us because we believe we can do them, but only God can. There are some things we can only accomplish if we completely trust God. Just keep the faith, hope, and perseverance. Prayer does not necessarily have to be in a kneeling position. Sometimes we really need to get down on our knees. When we are worn out, we just lay down and talk to God as if we were chatting with a friend. The problem with people nowadays is that sometimes we wait until we get into big trouble before we come near God, begging Him to save us. But what about during those good times that we forget Him? Despite all of that, God never focused on our shortcomings, and God Himself remains faithful just like then. In Joshua 1:9, it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Today, God reassures you that He will be with you wherever you go. Prayer has great power. It changes everything, whether it's the situation or people's hearts. When we are going through hardships, always remember God's faithfulness in your life, the time He answered all your prayers, the time He walked with you and helped you get out of that terrible situation. Never doubt God because of that one prayer that He hasn't answered yet. Instead, pray that God will mold you into someone that He wants you to be. Learn to be patient. Learn to follow God's word. Meditate on it rather than simply reading it. Sometimes God's silence is not a sign of abandonment, but rather a gentle nudge towards destiny far more spectacular than we could have ever imagined. And sometimes the greatest blessings come in the form of unanswered prayers, guiding us to destinies far beyond our wildest imaginations. Pray without ceasing because prayer has power, and prayer may change everything in a blink of an eye. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe for more videos like this.